Hello, dear students. A very happy evening. I hope you can see me as well as you can hear me. So I would request the children to type anything in the chat box if you can see and hear me. Then only I'll be able to understand everything is clear. Good evening, all. Is everything clear to you? So I hope you all have an idea about the chapter that we'll be discussing today. Hold on for a moment so that I'll just share my screen. Is the screen visible to all of you? Sir, is everything fine? Are we good to go?
Yes.
Okay, completely fine. So yes, dear children, as we have discussed, today we'll be discussing the questions from the chapter permutation and combination. And there are also certain combination questions. Okay. So I am still looking at the chat box because I am not able to see anybody typing your comments or anything. So just to make sure if you can hear me, if you can see me, and if you can see whatever I have shared, please to type it's visible or a yes in the chat box. That's for my understanding. So we'll start with question number 1. And I hope everybody is ready with your notebook and pen. I hope all of you are ready with your notebook and pen. So yes, just look at the question. The value of sigma r is equal to 16 to 30 r plus 1 into r minus 2 is. It's given as it's a series we know, but here the limit is from 16 to 30. So you can just rearrange it, apply this limit and find out the value is equal to any of this one. It's 7,785, 7780, 7775, 7770. So which among this following is the correct answer? These type of question often comes in examination with different limits and different terms. The value of sigma r is equal to 16 to 30, r plus 1 into r minus 3 is equal to. I think Gokul has joined here. Abhinaya also. Rudhishri, Nila, I hope all of you are solving the question. And I would request everybody to type your answers in the chat box, even Shrikant also, Mandana. Because without your response, I would not be able to understand whether you know the concept or are there any queries that you're having. So how we'll do this question? How many of you got the answer? How we will do this question? This is a very simple question, comes with a very basic initial concept. So here, what we know is, or whatever is given in the question is, sigma r is equal to 16 to 30, r plus 2 into r minus 3. So we'll be able to write this as r square plus 2r minus 3r minus 6. So it becomes r square minus r minus 6. Now we'll be able to separate the limits as sigma r equal to 16 to 30 r square, sigma r equal to 16 to 30 r, and sigma r equal to 16 to 36. Now, when it comes to, this is of x square, this is of x term. We all know the formula of n terms, but when it comes to applying the formula, here it starts from 16 to 30. So the very easy method that everyone can adopt in solving these type of questions is, we can just think of it is from 16 to 30. So if you're just taking from 1 to 30 and subtracting the remaining 15, you'll get the same thing. So what I have done is here, sigma r is equal to 1 to 30 r square minus sigma r equal to 15 to 60 r square minus sigma r equal to 1 to 30 r minus sigma r equal to 1 to 15 r minus, here it's just the constant term, 6 into sigma r is equal to 16 to 31. Now you have the formula, we have studied the formula for the squares of terms and n terms. So when it comes to sum of squares of n terms, n into n plus 1 into 2 n plus 1 by 2. And when it comes to sum of n terms, it is n into n plus 1 by 2. I could do just direct substitution. Here you can see n into n plus 1 into 2 n plus 1 by 6 minus this term is also n into n plus 1 into 2 n plus 1 by 6. For the first one, n is 30. For the second one, n is 15. Same applies to here. N into n plus 1 by 2. For the first term, n is 30 and for the second term, n is 15. You can directly substitute the values here. N is 13. So this becomes 30 into 31 into 2n plus 1 by 6 minus 15 into 15 plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. And this is n into n plus 1 by 2. When it comes to this term, what the answer will be? 16 to 30, it is going to be 15 terms. So 6 into 15. So you can just solve this and you'll get the answer. It is 8215, that's the first term, minus 345, minus 90. And the answer here is 7780, which is option B. Very simple question. This type of question often repeats with different forms, different values and different limits. So just wanted to know how many of you got the answer. And also, is the question clear to all of you? Shobha, Jaishwa, Atul, Anish, I would request any one of you to type in the chat box whether the question is clear to you or are you having any further queries. So, sir, just wanted the confirmation on whether the chat box is accessible to the students. Because I'm not able to see anybody typing, so just wanted to know. Yes, okay, completely fine. So, how many of you got the answer correct? How many of you got this answer correct? There is a chat box that you can see there. And I would request the children to type in the chat box because based on what you understood, I have to move to the next question. So your communication is really important in this session. Pavitra, is this question clear? Pavitra and Nila. Can we move to the next question, dear children? I hope this question is clear and we'll be moving to the next question. So yes, the second question is very simple question. This also is something that comes in entrance examination. The value of 10C8 plus 100C98 plus 1000C998 is equal to. It's of NCR. 10C8, 100C98, 1000C998. The options are 5 into 10 raised to 5, 5.05 into 10 raised to 5, 5.05995 into 10 raised to 5, 5.04495 into 10 raised to 5. So if you have completed answering, I want you to give me the answer in the chat box. Whether it's option A, B, C, or D. Whichever you feel is the correct answer, I would request you to type that in the chat box. The value of 10C8 plus 100C98 plus 1000C998 is equal to. Here the options are in terms of power, 10 raised to 5, power of 10. So I'm still looking at the chat box to identify if anyone has typed the answer there. Okay. So I think let's solve this question as this is a very easy question. Let's solve it and I hope everybody got your answer. Okay. We'll use the very basic formula that we have studied. NCR is equal to NCN minus R. Otherwise, you have to write something like NCR n factorial by n minus R factorial R factorial. So you have to use the expanded formula. So just we have studied NCR is equal to NCN minus R. So this becomes 10C2, this becomes 100C2, and this becomes 1000C2. So 10C2 is 10 factorial by 8 factorial into 2 factorial. So it's 45. 100C2 is 100 factorial by 98 factorial into 2 factorial. And 1000C2 is 1000 factorial by 998 factorial into 2 factorial. So you can remove these terms, you can solve them, and you'll get the value. So this is what we got, but the options are in terms of 10 raised to 5. So it becomes 5.04495 into 10 raised to 5. Just check whether everything is clear. Rudhishri just wanted to know whether you have completed the question. And is the question clear to all of you? Janani, is it clear? Abhinaya, Abhinand? Lavanya and Jeshua, what's the status? You can just remove 998 and 998 from here. 999 into 1000 divided by 2 factorial. So yes, please give me an idea on whether this is done so that we can move to the next one. So it becomes 500 into 999. So it becomes 499,500. Same applies to all of them. And once you add this, you'll get the answer as 5.04495 into 10 raised to 5. Yes, Akshay, if there is anything that you want to communicate, just wanted to make sure you got the answer. And Sneha Mishra, what's the status? Is everything clear? Rupesh, what is the status? Vitul? So I think this question is clear. So just for a moment, are there any students who want me to repeat the first and the second question that we have solved now? It is mostly of a revision class, so we'll go slow. It is completely fine. So how many of you want me to repeat the question 1 and 2 that we have discussed so far? If there are any students who are having a confusion in any step that I've written, I would request you to type in the chat box. Then only I'll be able to help you. Now, those students have confusion, you can type in the chat box. Others, please start doing the next question. Given that NC3 equal to 120, you need to find N. just NC3. NC3 is given as 120 and you have to find out N. The options are A is 12, B is 10, C is 9 and D is 11. The options are A is 12, B is 10, C is 9 and D is 11. Just one more thing to all the children here. Nobody will be able to view your chat. Only the hosts will be able to understand what you have typed in the chat box. So please feel comfortable to ask the questions or queries which you are having. NC3 equal to 120, then what is the value of N? How many of you got the answer? Is it something like 12 or 10? You have studied the formula of NCR. You can apply that. You can just solve it because you have already have the value of 120 there. So yes. How we'll do this question? NCR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. It becomes n factorial by n minus 3 factorial into 3 factorial equal to 120. Here, if it's n factorial, you can remove n minus 3 factorial from both the numerator and denominator. I'll be able to write this n factorial as n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 whole factorial. So both the n minus 3 factorial, it's gone. Now this 3 factorial, you can take it here. So it's like 120 into 6. So n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 equal to 120 into 6. That is 720. Now you need to find the value of n. It is of the form n minus 1, n minus 2. And the answer is 720. So it is something like 10, 9 and 8. I hope this is clear. 10 into 9 into 8. 8 9s are 72. So it's 72 into 10. That is 720. It's very easy for you to find this out. Now, moving to the second part, just look at this. You can form an equation, something like n into n minus 1. You can write this as n square minus n into n minus 2. So this becomes n cube minus n square minus 2n square plus 2n. So this becomes n cube minus 3n square plus 2n is equal to 720. Now we can solve this as an equation. N cube minus 3n square plus 2n minus 720 equal to 0. Still, you can just separate this as 2 n minus 10 into n square plus 7n plus 72. So here also you'll get the option as n is equal to 10. You need to find the value of n in this question. So with whichever method is comfortable for you, you can use that and you can find the value of n. Is this clear to all of you? Neha, Abhinand, what is the status? Yashasvi, Ridu. What is the status? Is this clear? Some of you might feel all these are easy questions, but these type of questions also comes in entrance examination. When somebody keeps a question paper, when somebody prepares a paper, they have a certain weightage for easy, medium, and difficult questions. Like the same thing that can we solve the last class probability question? Nila, I was not able to understand what you're saying. Probability. Okay, maybe towards the end of after the discussion of these questions, if you could give me a clue on anything related to the question, we can solve that. I know there is something that's pending from my side, which is related to AM, GM, and HM. I was not able to do it today, so we'll continue it next week. So yes, moving on, I'm thinking like this question is clear to all of you because today I think Akshay just wanted to know whether this is clear or not. Okay, now this is a very interesting question. And this type of question often comes with some difference or maybe it's like the arrangement, this symbol, it's like greater than, less than, that difference also happens in the questions that is given to you. So given that N1 is less than N2, less than N3, less than N4, less than N5. All of them are positive integers. And the sum of all these 5, it is equal to 20. Now, the question is asking you to find out such the arrangements. What is the total number of arrangements that satisfies both these things? The first one is N1 less than N2 less than N3 less than N4 less than N5. It's in that order. And the second one is like this, their sum is 20. You have to find out how many such arrangements you'll be able to make with different numbers. How many such combinations you'll be able to make with such numbers. This is what the question is asking you to do. And here the options are something like 5, 6, 7, and 8. Here the options are like 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yes, Nila, we can do it. Okay. Towards the end, just hold on, we can do it. This is a very simple question. There are 5 terms and it's in the decreasing order. So if you're taking the first term as 1, the second term cannot be 1. The second term has to be something like 2, 3, 5, or 10. If the second term you're selecting as 10, the third term should be something like 15. Fourth term should be 20. So this way you have to do it. So yes, N1 less than N2 less than N3 less than N4 less than N5. These are the positive integers. They've given the clue that their sum is 20. So that is also something that's important. How many number of arrangements you'll be able to make in this way? So that the sum is 20 and the terms are of the same order. The options are like 5, 6, 7, and 8. You're able to make 5, 6, 7, and 8 arrangements here. So I think let's check. You don't need to use any formula and all. Just think of 5 numbers, arrange in the combination, then it's very easy for you to solve. So I'll just show you how we have started. Whatever is given in the question. Now, those 2 conditions has to be satisfied with the terms that I'm going to take. So let's think about the very basic numbers. If I'm taking 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's already 10. Now just a 10, it's going to be 20. So this way, if you're taking combinations, it's very easy for you to solve the question. So here, the first one is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10. So I got the answer as 20. Now, if I'm just replacing 4 as 5, let's think this is constant. So if I'll be able to write this 10 as 9. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 9, that is another combination. Now 1, 3, 4, 5, I'm increasing this as 6, this becomes 8. Now the next combination is not possible because both the numbers are similar. So I understood that this 2 digits are done. Now I'm going to increase this 3 to something called 4. So if it's 1 to 4, 5, 8, it's going to be 20. If I'm just going to take this as 6, here I'll be able to reduce this as 7. So that is also, these 2 combinations is also possible. Now after 1 to 4, if I'm increasing the 7, and here it has to be 8, so it will not be equal to 20. So this combination is not possible. Now same thing applies, 1 to 5. Then it has to be either 6 or 7. So here also it will not be 20. Now I understood that 1, 2, I need to work on this 2. So if I'm taking the combination as 1, 3, then 4, 5, and 7, it's 20. Now if I'm changing the last digit, the second last digit, 5 or 6, it's not going to happen because it's equal. It's a very easy method. Just with pen and paper, you'll be able to solve it. Just scribble what are the combinations or what are the ones that's possible, and then you will be able to solve this question very, very easily. Now, if you're taking 1, 3, 5, it's already 9. Then there has to be some numbers like 6 and 7. It's already 13. So 13 plus 9, it's going to exceed. So that combination is also not possible. So if you're just going to increment the first digit as 2, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 20. Now, all the other combinations are not possible. It will not satisfy this. If we are incrementing 2 as 3, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The total is not 20, it's greater than 20. So if you just have a paper, if you just find the positions and if you're just going to substitute it, you'll get the answer. So here, total of 7 combinations are available. 7 types or 7 ways in which we'll be able to arrange the terms. I know there are students who will be looking at what has happened, how she has taken the combinations and all. So we'll just repeat this, and I would request the children, I would say Nila, Ritu, Sneha, Janani and all, to give me a clear-cut idea on whether this question is clear to all of you or not. Requesting the children to give me an idea on whether this question is clear to all of you or not. So based on that, I'll be repeating this question or we'll move forward to the next question. Is this question clear to all of you? I'm looking at the chat box only. So here, I'll just repeat it once again. We are having two conditions. N1 to N5 are the numbers. N1 less than N2 less than N3 less than N4 less than N5. That is one thing. And their sum has to be 20. That's what the second one is. So if I'm just going to take the positive numbers from 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's already 10. So the first number can be 10. So in the same way, if you're going to arrange the terms, I'm just going to write 1, 2, 3. Then 4, if I'm incrementing to 5, this can be 9. If 5, I'm incrementing to 6, this can be 8. When it's 7, then the next number has to be 8, and that combination is not at all possible. Same way, you can start with 1 to 4. So when it comes to 1 to 4, then 5 and 8 is a combination that's possible. 1 to 4, 6 and 7 is a combination that's possible. If you're incrementing the 6 to 7, then there are no combinations. Now you move to 1 to 5 combination. So nothing is possible because 1 to 5 is already 8. So now you'll not be able to take the numbers as 6 and 7 because there is a sum that you have to consider. Now after 1 to 5, you can move to 1, 3, 4. There is a combination that's possible. When it comes to 1, 3, 4, 6, no further combinations are available. When it comes to 1, 3, 5 also, it's already 9. So no two number combinations are available. And you can increment 3 as 4. So there is no combination that's possible. Because 1, 4, 5, at least 6, 7. So it's not equal to 20. You can just increment the 1 as 2 and see. So there is only one combination that is possible. That is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That is 20. So no more combinations will be satisfying this criteria, and the number of arrangements, you can just take the total that was possible from your side, as it's a small question. And you got the number of distinct arrangements as 7. Is this question clear to all of you? Can anybody give me a response in the chat box? Thank you so much, Neela. I hope it's clear to all the other persons also. Akash, Apinaya, Jaishwa, I think Lavishri. Okay, completely fine. Jay Prakash, what is the status? And Atul, Anish, Neha. So yes, completely fine. We'll move to the next question. No, this is the easiest method in which you can solve this. Yeah. Another question, very easy question. I have 12 people to be seated around a table. It's a circle. The first thing that you should notice, I have 12 people to be seated around a table. Suppose 2 of them do not like to sit together, then the number of ways in which such an arrangement is possible. 12 people are to be seated around a table. Suppose 2 of them do not like to sit together, the number of ways in which the arrangement is possible is. So I'm looking at your answers. So if you have completed, you can give me the answer in the chat box. Is it 10 into 10 P10 or 10 P10, 9 into 10 P10 or 9 P9? It's about how you're going to solve this question. It's a very simple question, and these type of question often repeats in the examinations. How many of you got the answer? 2 persons are not ready to sit together. There is a total of 12. If I'm going to remove 12, there are 10 persons. And if I'm going to identify the 2 persons as a group, one seat and the other 2 is gone. So it's total that's 3 is gone. The remaining is like 9. So 10 persons, 9. So it's just a very simple question with a very basic logic. You will be able to solve it. No need to think deeply about all those things. There are totally 12 persons and 2 of them are not ready to sit together. If I've taken one person, the next person, I won't be able to allocate them in the other 2 places. The total 3 is gone. If the 2 is removed from the 12, there is a number called 10 that is remaining. And the remaining positions from 12, I have removed 3 positions. So it's 9 positions, 10 people. So how we are going to solve it? So once you have completed, give me the answer in the chat box. Once you have completed this, give me the answer in the chat box. So here, you have to study the very basic formula that is there, which is number of permutations of n elements in a circle is n minus 1 factorial. So here, the number of ways in which the total number of persons is 12, they can be arranged as 12 minus 1 factorial. That is the total we got as 11 factorial. Now, solving it by understanding the concept, which is like there is a condition that 2 persons will not be able to sit together. So if I'm taking the 2 as 1, how I'll be able to find the arrangement is, I can find the arrangement of these 2 persons sitting together and I can subtract it from the total. So when it comes to arrangement of 2 persons sitting together and the remaining 10 persons, 2 persons sitting together is 2 factorial and the remaining is like 11 minus 1 factorial. So I can subtract it from the total, that is 11 factorial minus 2 factorial into 11 minus 1 factorial. So this becomes 11 factorial minus 2 factorial into 10 factorial. If you're taking 10 factorial outside, it becomes just 10 factorial into 11 minus 2. That is 10 factorial into 9. So 9 into 10 factorial is the answer for this question. No need to think this way also, because when we initially discussed this question, yes, it's 9 into 10 factorial. That is 9 into 10 P10, which is 10 factorial into 9. And you need to be careful about the options also, because in the options, it was something like 9P9, 10P10, 10 into 10P10, 9 into 10P10, 9P9 and all. Is this question clear? No, I'm still looking at the chat box. I don't know. Nobody is responding. If you can give me an idea on what is it, even the live chat is available in the YouTube. So if there is anything that you want to comment, please type that in the chat box so that I'll be able to give you a better idea. Nila, is there any comment or anything? Or we'll directly move to the next question. Okay, completely fine. This is a very easy and common question that comes in examination. Number of 4-letter words that can be formed by the letters, using the letters of different words. They'll have common letters, they'll have, I would say, letters which are repeated in 2 times, 3 times and all. So the number of 4-letter words that can be formed using the letters of the word, I would say it's Bharat. So R is 2 times, A is 2 times, then B, C, K. So how many 4-letter words you will be able to form with this? You can opt for different conditions. Maybe the 2 letters are R, and or maybe the 2 letters are A. That is one case. Maybe 2 letters comes from R and the other comes from B, C, K. The 2 letters comes from A and the other comes from B, C, K. So you can take different combination. B, C, K is just 3. So you have to take letters either from A or from R to complete the condition that's given in the question. I hope the question is clear to all of you. You can look at the different criteria or the conditions in which you'll be able to solve this question. And I hope that's clear. So yes, those who have the answer, you can type that in the chat box. Okay, so we'll just start doing it. So initially what is given? The number of words that we'll take. So this is the term that is given here. So B is 1, A is 2, R is 2, C is 1, and K is 1. So 4-letter word. So I have totally 5 letters, and let's say all of them are different. So the very basic initial method in which I'll be able to select 4 from the 5 is 5C4, and I'll be able to arrange it in 4 ways. Anything that's okay. Now, another case or another criteria in which I'll be able to solve this question is 2 I can take from A and 2 I can take from R. So in such a way, I'll be able to arrange this as 4 factorial by 2 factorial, 2 factorial. Now, another case is I can take 2 from the same A or R, whichever case it is, and 2 different letters multiplied by 2. So it is going to be 4C2. You can just clear this. 4C2, 4 factorial by 2 factorial. That is the third case. Now, this case, it's just this one multiplied by 2 because it's 2R and 2 different letters. So you can just add all of them. So the first way in which I can take is the general one, 5 into 4 factorial. The second one is 4 factorial by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. And the third one is 2 are same. So it's 4C2, 4 factorial by 2 factorial into 2. So you can just add to get the arrangement. So this is the first one, 5C4 into 4 factorial. The second one is 4 factorial by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. A case where we consider a case where we consider R. So this is like 72. So it becomes 2 into 72. This is 120 and this is 6. So you have the answer as 217. Now you need to consider the different combinations here. It's a general question where they have not given any criteria or conditions. The number of 4-letter words that can be formed using the letters of word paragraph. If they are saying you can use this many times or you have this restriction, then you have to consider that one. Is this question clear, Neela, or do you have anything else to say? How many of you have answered this? Janani, Sneha, Binand, is there anything that you want to ask? Even Abhinaya, Neela? Jay Prashanthat, Jayswa? If you have anything. No, because what you have asked us, if there is any condition that will be clearly mentioned in the question, otherwise it's just the general one that you have to solve. I hope we can move to the next question. So yes. So dear children, please do understand that if you're giving me better idea only, I'll be able to provide you more information. For that, communicating is very, very important, and please do type your queries or answers in the chat box. So here, 8-digit numbers are formed using these letters. The same question repeats with different letters. It will be something like 111, 222, then maybe 33, 11, maybe 2222, 44. Every time there is a small or slight change that you have to make. So here the question is number of such numbers in which odd digits do not occupy odd places. 8-digit numbers are formed using these digits. You have 2 ones, 3 twos, 1 3, and 2 4. Okay. The number of such numbers in which odd digits do not occupy odd places. So when it comes to arranging them, the only condition that is given is odd digits. You will not be able to put the odd digits in the odd places. So 1, 3, 5, 7, those positions, you have to keep it with even numbers. And even places, you can put it with odd or as well as even numbers. So there is a condition that you have to satisfy. And then you have to give an idea about the arrangement. Just look at the question and think whether you'll be able to solve it. 8-digit numbers are formed using the digits 1 1, 2 2 2, 3, and 4 4. The number of such numbers in which odd digits do not occupy odd place. So odd places can be filled with even numbers. And even places can be filled with both even and odd numbers. That's the only thing you have to be careful when you're solving this question. The only thing or the only condition that you have to be careful when you're solving this question. So yes, for easy understanding, I've just taken the odd digits and the even digits separately. So there is 3, 2, 2, 4. There are 2 ones. These are the even digits. That's of totally of 5. And I have 4 positions to fill. Odd digits, it's just 3. And I'll be filling those odd digits in the even position. And I would require one even number to be filled in the even position or the even numbers. So I've just written this. 8 digits means it will be of the form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So alternatively, it's going to be odd and even. So 1, 3, 5, 7, it's going to be odd. And 8, 6, 4, 2, it's going to be even. Now we are going to just take these 4 numbers and you are going to arrange it with what are numbers that's given. A 5 and a 3 combination that is given in the question. You're just going to solve this with the 5 even numbers and the 3 odd numbers that is given in the question. So when you think about the odd places, there are, okay, I'll just show the number again. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, there are 3 2s and 2 4s, a total of 5, 2 1s and 1 3. So even place you can fill with odd. So 1 1 3. The 2 combinations that you will be able to fill here is either with a 4 or a 2. Because there are 4 even places and yeah, you will be able to fill the even places with odd. Because if you're filling it in the other way, you'll not be able to fill the odd places. Now coming to odd places, there are 2 combinations that's possible. Either you can fill it with 3 2 that's given and 1 4, or you can fill it with 2 2s and 2 4s. So this is the only combination in which you'll be able to solve this question. Now we can just take the arrangements. So the first one is like 4 factorial by 3 factorial into 1, and it's just 4 factorial by 2 into, that is 2 factorial into 1 into 1. That's okay. And the second one is like 4 factorial by 2 factorial into 2 factorial, and here it becomes 4 factorial by 2 factorial. So the total one is 48 plus 72, that is 120. Is this question clear to all of you? Is this question clear to all the children here? Akash, what is the status? Nandana, what is the status? Is it clear? Do you want me to repeat this question? The very basic way where you have to consider the numbers separately, arrange them separately. You can take the combination of both of them and you'll have the answer. Neela, is this question clear? Akshay, I would request you to type also if everything is clear that's related to the question. Now I think we'll move to the next question. Okay. Number of 7-digit integers with sum of digits equal to 10 and formed by the digits 1, 2, and 3 only. You have to find 7-digit integers. How many 7-digit integers with the sum of the digits in them is equal to 10 can be formed by a combination of 1, 2, and 3? So just start doing the question. Here the options are A equal to 55, B equal to 66, C equal to 77, and D is equal to 88. A equal to 55, B equal to 66, C equal to 37, and D is equal to 88. If you have the answer, I would request you to type that in the chat box. So I think I'll just show you how to solve this. It's very easy. There are only 2 ways in which you'll be able to solve the question. initially 7 digits. Okay. Sum is 10. The numbers are 1, 2, and 3. So if you're just taking the combination 2, 3, that's already 5. And this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you'll be able to take the very basic combination of this one. And the another only combination that is possible by you is you can take maybe 3 2s. You're not going to take a 3 because it will not give you a combination. And the remaining is like 4 4s. So 6 plus 4, it is 10. So you have only these two ways in which you'll be able to make these arrangements. Now we'll be able to find out the combinations. So the first one is like 7 factorial divided by 5 factorial. That is the first one. So you can solve it. You'll get the answer as 42. And the second one is like 7 factorial divided by 4 factorial into 3 factorial. You'll get the number as the arrangements as 35. So the total number of ways in which you'll be able to do it. It's just how you have to do it, and then you have to take the ways of arrangements. So the first one, you'll be able to arrange it as 42, and the second one, you'll be able to arrange it as 35. So the total is like 42 plus 35, that is 77. I'll just show you the question once again, and those who have any confusions, you can type that in the chat box. Is this question clear? Is this clear to all of you? The question is asking you to find out the number of 7-digit integers with sum of digits equal to 10. And they have already given the digits as 1, 2, 3 only. You can use only the 3 digits, that is 1, 2, and 3. So if you're just thinking 1, 2, and 3, if there is 1, 3, if there is 1, 2, and if there is 1, 1. So it's going to be already 3 plus 2, it's 5. Then if you're taking just, the total is 7. Okay, so 4, 1, it's going to be 10. Now we can arrange the base. So it's going to be 7 factorial by 5 factorial. And the second one is like with 3, you'll not be able to make any combination. It's just 3, 2, and the remaining ones are 1s. So 7 factorial by 3 factorial into 4 factorial. And you can take the combination. So it's like 35 plus 42, that is 77. I hope this question is clear to all of you. Do you have any further queries? Do you want me to repeat any of the questions that we have discussed today? That's what I want to understand. If you want me to repeat any of the questions that we have discussed today, I would request the children to type that in the chat box. So this is the one that we have discussed right now. And I hope the concept is clear. So all of them are like, maybe you feel are easy questions and all of that. And some of them you might feel little confused. So I would request the children to type in the chat box, what is the status? Do you want me to repeat any of these ones? So yes, that's all. And just wanted to know how many of you have taken the practice test. How many of you have taken practice test that's happened on last Sunday? How many of you were able to complete, I would say, 30, 35 questions correctly? On time, how many of you were able to complete 30 to 35 questions? How many of you have tried the practice test? At least give me that idea. How many of you have tried the practice test? So yes, I think, okay. So that's it. I hope the session was okay for you. You got some idea about these questions and you were able to solve it. Okay, a lot of students are not able to take the test. I know it's a busy time. Your time has started in the schools. You're having your practicals, you're completing your records and all of that stuff. So it's difficult for you. Completely fine. So whenever you're free, you can log into the portal and understand the different type of questions that's there. Even there are untimed tests also that you can take. Even chapter-wise tests are also available. So I would request the children to take and make use of the portal. And those students have no idea about it. I'll just show you what it is. Hold on for a moment. Let me share my screen to all the children who have or not having an idea about it, I think this is a portal called amrita.edu/practice test. Here, you're already attending our STEM sessions. Here, you can see a registration link for the practice test. So this is the page where the test happens on every Sunday. You can log in here. And there are a lot of untimed tests and all of them that's happening. You'll get the report, time test, untimed test, and everything is available. Even solved question papers, everything is available in this portal. So I would request the children to make use of this portal. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope the session is useful. So for the next Tuesday, we'll join with some other topic. Thank you, everyone. And yes, I hope that's it. And thank you so much, everyone. I hope the session was useful. If there is anything that you want to convey, you can just mail me. I've shared my mail ID in the chat box also. So if there is anything, if you have any queries also, you can mail me. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for attending. Have a good evening.